Hello there, it's quite shameful. The German Defense Minister Lambrecht still does not want to deliver tanks to Ukraine. At the same time, she swears the country to higher armament costs. So the German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht from the Social Democrats has distanced herself from the Ukrainian government's demand for a delivery of Western battle tanks. At a meeting of the so-called Ukraine Contact Group in Ramstein last week, she spoke to her US colleague Lloyd Austin about it and did not notice any change of course, as she made clear on Monday in a discussion round of the German Society for Foreign Relations. At least I didn't have this perception that there was a rethinking in the USA, said Lambrecht. No country has yet delivered Western-style armored personnel carriers or main battle tanks, and we have agreed also with our partners that we will not go it alone here in Germany. That's what Lambrecht said at the event. She spoke of a constant exchange in which Germany is sticking to agreements. Yeah, but not to parliamentary decisions here in this case. In addition, Lambrecht agreed with the population that the Bundeswehr would face higher expenditure and costs in the longer term. In a keynote speech on Germany's planned new national security strategy on Monday in Berlin, Lambrecht referred to the consequences of Russia's terrible war of aggression in Ukraine. The so-called turning point associated with this makes it necessary to strengthen the German armed forces and also the European pillar of NATO in the long term. We Europeans must take a greater contribution to our own security, stressed Lambrecht. Also, with a view to the increasing concentration of the USA on the Pacific region. Anyone who wants to live in peace and freedom in the future must change course now, demanded the minister. In Germany, the Bundeswehr must be viewed again as the central authority for our services of general interest. Lambrecht referred to the 100 billion euro special fund for the Bundeswehr, which is urgently needed. But Germany will also have to provide enough money in the long term to meet the NATO goal of spending 2% of economic output on defense. Even if there is still a detailed discussion about what capabilities the Bundeswehr must ultimately have, this must not distract from the fact that the sum is necessary in the end, she clarified. This will also mean having to rearrange internally in the budget, what we call always the household, by the way. There will also have to be other necessary changes, she said. In the future, national and alliance defense will again be at the top of our list of priorities. However, the Social Democrat politician also questioned the applicable rules for arms exports, as these make European cooperation more difficult. Germany, with its reservations about values, is currently putting itself above our European partners, she criticized, so we have to get to the German export rules. And finally, Lambrecht proposed an annual National Security Day in Germany to focus on the new world situation with the involvement of citizens. The necessary culture change should also be reflected in our politics here in Berlin, she said. The new national security strategy that the government and the Bundeswehr are currently working on should be available around the turn of the year. But I personally have my big doubts. She's the worst Minister of Defense I've seen so far. The way she started, oh boy, and I've seen many of those. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.